is 1984 and we are in the dystopian future after a nuclear war after the Second World War, and we are following the life of Winston Smith, whose family mysteriously disappeared when he was young, and he has been working as a party member for forever. And we follow his sort of story along, and his different encounters, his hate for Big Brother and the state, the party of which spies on everyone with telly screens and listens to you with hidden microphones and tracks your every movement to make sure you're not having a thought crime or a double thinking at all. So when he is at work, as we saw in the little video before, he bumps into a young lady named Julia, who he at first really hates, but in the end has a relationship with. Obviously this isn't allowed by the party, so they are having to do things in secret. He also bumps into a man named O'Brien, and this is going to be full spoilers for the book. A man named O'Brien, who he thinks is part of the Brotherhood of the Resistance, with a man named Goldstein, who still you don't know whether exists or doesn't exist by the end of the book, but he is the figurehead for hate and anger towards people who don't like Big Brother. And so he thinks that this man is on his side. Obviously later on in the book, once he's been to see him and stuff, and they get found out and taken to the Ministry of Love, where they are slowly reconverted back into being normal citizens. And there are lots of parallels in this book with today's society, of even our own TVs listening into us with the smart TVs. And we also have in the very first chapter of migrant people in boats, not necessarily being shot down in our in our current reality, but it's soon maybe a fact, which would be extremely sad and depressing. But it's with certain people in power, it could become a reality, which is quite disturbing. We also have the torture and the refiguring of his mind, and the belief of the party having their thoughts becoming reality, and the explanation of double thinking and all the strange things that they use to control people, so they only have a certain number of feelings of hate and can't have any imagination at all. Obviously his double thinking and stuff starts when he writes his diary in the little corner in the nook hidden behind, out of the view of the telly screen, and which he gets from the curiosity shop, which turns out to have been run by the thought police in the end, which was sad. But it's interesting to see how all the different forms of society work together. You have the polars, who are the lowest of the classes, that kind of just get on with day-to-day life, are left to do whatever they want really. And then we have party members who kind of are always on edge, even with their own family and children, to whether they're going to be dobbed in or not by their own family members. And then we have the inner party, who get a lot more freedom and a lot more riches and stuff, and how that the economy is based on lies and making it out as though there are extra supplies and things, even though their reality is getting worse and worse around them, they are always told that everything is good, and always seems to be overly positive when it's really, really not. And we also have the image of Big Brother everywhere, and the Victory gin and coffee, which is rationed out, and the contrast of broken old Victorian buildings where people live all hobbled together, and the contrast of the big stark white shiny blocks of buildings that are the ministries, and they all have rather ironic names, with a Ministry of Love where people get tortured, and all sorts of fun double takes on what they actually do, and how they all have a unifying uniform to make sure that there is no individuality and no personality. Everyone is afraid to talk to each other just in case that one person may dob them in. And we obviously have Newspeak as well, which is dumbing down the English language to make sure that no one can have a thought, and that 2 + 2 is really 5.